You know how it is, right? Someone says one little thing, or you have a small setback, and boom, your whole day is just ruined. Well, we're going to dive into some incredible advice from Ritu Ki Diary that hits this problem right on the head. The idea is so simple, but it's a real game changer. Stop taking everything to heart. So let's break down what that actually means.
And this right here, this is the core of it all. When we let every little thing get under our skin, it's kind of like trying to walk through quicksand. We start overthinking, replaying that one conversation a million times in our heads, and before we know it, we're completely stuck, and we've forgotten where we were even trying to go.
You know, what's so powerful about this is that it doesn't feel like some big lecture. It honestly feels like you're getting advice from a friend who has been there, who gets it. These are just shared experiences, which makes it feel so much more real. It's a great reminder that we're not the only ones struggling with this stuff. Okay, let's kick things off with the first major hurdle, and it's one that trips up pretty much everybody. Jealousy. It's that awful, bitter feeling you get when you see someone else succeed, and man, it can be a really destructive force if you're not careful.
Here's the sneaky trap of jealousy. It flips our focus from offense to defense. All of our energy suddenly goes into watching someone else's life, right? Their success, their next move. We get so wrapped up in their game plan that we completely forget we've got our own race to run.
And this is just the perfect way to see the choice we have. On one side, you have jalan, which is jealousy. Think of it like a plant that's withering because it's too busy watching the other plants grow. It gets you nowhere. But then, look at the other side, lagan, or determination. That's about watering your own garden, focusing on your effort. And that is where real growth comes from.
So the next time you feel that little pang of jealousy, and you will, just catch it. Reframe it in that moment. Instead of wishing they'd fail, use their success as fuel for your own fire. Tell yourself, hey, good for them. Now how am I going to do it too?
So we've shifted our focus back to ourselves. Awesome. But what happens when we're on our own path and we stumble? That takes us right to our next point, how to deal with failure without letting it completely define you. Just be honest with yourself for a second here. Have you ever held back on something, a new project, a new hobby, just because you were afraid it might fail? It's an incredibly common fear. We take one loss, just one single setback, and we let it cast this long, dark shadow over everything we try to do next. And that's the real danger, you see. The loss itself isn't the problem. The real obstacle is the story we tell ourselves about it. When you take it to heart, you start to believe a new story. I am a failure. And that mindset, that's a much bigger mountain to climb than any single setback ever could be.
So the solution is to try and adopt what you could call a manager's mindset. A good manager, they see wins and losses as data points, not as personal attacks. They don't get destroyed by a loss. They look at it, they analyze it, they learn from it, and they plan the next move. We've got to learn to manage our own lives with that same kind of healthy detachment. Learn from the losses and just keep moving.
All right, now we're going to talk about something where taking it to heart can cause the deepest kind of pain. Breakups. When a relationship ends, it is just so incredibly easy to internalize all that hurt and let it send you into a total downward spiral.
Just look at how this spiral works. It starts with one event, the breakup. But when we take it to heart, we twist it into a judgment against ourselves. We start thinking, there must be something wrong with me. And that self-blame not only crushes us, but it can actually make us push away the very people who are trying to be there for us.
This is such a critical shift in how you think about it. The breakup is not proof of your flaws. It's proof that the person wasn't right for you. It's that simple. Someone who truly loves you and values you, they wouldn't leave. Their leaving says something about them and the relationship, not about your fundamental worth as a person.
So why keep putting yourself and your loved ones through all that pain over someone who chose to walk away? Every ounce of energy you spend looking at the past is stolen from your present. Moving on isn't just about you. It's the kindest thing you can do for everyone who still cares about you.
So for our last point, let's zoom out a bit. What happens when it's not just one event, but when your whole life starts to feel like a burden you're taking to heart? This is for anyone out there who just feels stuck, like you're living a life based on obligation instead of your own choice.
Does any of this sound familiar? Maybe you're in a job you can't stand to provide for your family. Or maybe you're running a business you never wanted in the first place. You feel this constant pressure to just keep going, but inside you're absolutely miserable. That feeling of being trapped, it's just another way we take life circumstances way too much to heart.
Now, the solution here isn't always to just burn everything down and start over. I mean, for most of us, that's just not realistic. The real key is to stop seeing it as this all or nothing choice. It's about finding balance.
And this slide shows exactly what that balance looks like. On one hand, yeah, you fulfill your responsibilities. You do what you have to do for others. But, and this is non-negotiable, you must also carve out time to work for yourself. You have to make space for your passions, your hobbies, the things that actually make you feel alive. That is not selfish. That's how you reclaim your life. So let's bring all these ideas together with one final, really powerful metaphor. I want you to think of your heart. But don't picture it as some infinite warehouse. Picture it as a very small, very precious space.
So the question becomes, if that space is so limited and valuable, what are you going to choose to fill it with? Are you going to let it get clogged up with all the junk, the jealousy, the fear, the heartbreak, the resentment, or are you going to save that precious real estate for something better?
Ultimately, it all comes down to this. Protect that little space. Don't take everything to heart, because there just isn't room for it all. Clear out the negativity and make a conscious choice to be happy. Not just surface-level happy, but truly, deeply happy from the heart.